that was awkward. Live from the What Do You Mean Towers, it is episode 7 of the Awkward Encounters podcast, starring me,
Noah,
and Jared.
No.
Me, Noah, and Jared.
And
me, Noah,
Jared.
and Jared.
You are not both Noah and Jared.
No,
I hate to break it to you.
I thought the way I thought you were interpreting that was I was saying me and then Noah and then Jared. So there's 3 people.
No, I was saying
Me, Noah, and Jared.
Yeah, me, Noah, and Jared. You didn't have the comma, like you didn't have the Oxford comma. You needed to say me, Noah, and Jared, who is me. That is me.
All right, sweet. Well, we got that obligatory banter out of the way. Less than a minute in, so that's great. It's episode 7 of the podcast.
Yes, as far as
we got a good one for you
written.
today. Just us two. No guest stars today, but thank you to our previous Benny for talking about cryptids, including Mothman, the Black-Eyed Kids, and others. It was a good time. I really liked it. It was fun, something different. And today we have something a little different. But before that, Jared's going to do his usual recap. But I want to preface this recap by saying we were recording this podcast on Thursday. In advance. We record these podcasts normally on Sunday and post the day of. It's a little different this time. So we're going to try and talk in the past tense.
Right, as best we can.
As best we can. So, why don't you get it going?
Okay, so we have already posted a Halo episode.
Episode 6 of Halo is up.
So that is actually
as of
past
Thursday,
tense.
so...
That's actually past tense. And then we will have streamed on Friday.
Yes.
As of Sunday. That will have already happened.
So if you're watching this, if you're listening to this podcast now, that stream has already occurred.
Right.
You can go back and watch it. I don't know what we...
That will be on It will have been on Facebook.
It will have been on Facebook. The link
we will have known what game we are playing by then.
But not now.
But we do not know now.
Yes. And I think we'll have episode 7 of Halo up by the time you're listening to this as well. That'll have gone up probably Thursday night or Friday morning, afternoon-ish.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
So by the time you are listening to this podcast, you will have a stream to go back and watch. A stream to go back and watch, and episode 7 of Halo to watch.
And that's if you watch it the day it comes out. If you watch it later, there will be other things. Also, that we know even less of what is going to happen. So we're just be on the lookout for those 2 things.
Yes. And with that out of the way, what do we have coming up for this week? Well, as of Sunday, episode 8 of Halo will be coming down the pike at some point in the distant future.
Near future.
The near future, not distant.
As of today, you're listening.
Probably
Sunday.
Monday or Tuesday, there will be a new Halo up for you, and then a stream on Friday.
And then a podcast on next Sunday.
Yes.
That was it. That was just a point.
Yes. Okay. Wow, we're 3.5 minutes in and we're ready to go already. So, what's our topic today, Jared?
That's just the thing. Today we're gonna do random conversation starters.
Let's go.
From conversationstarters.com.
So we're on this website on our phones. We're just gonna click generate topic, and we're just gonna shoot the poop, as they say.
Do they say? Nobody says that.
We're gonna shoot the poop.
Who's they?
The people that say
cite
shoot
your
the poop.
sources.
I don't have sources. Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. We're gonna get going. I'll start. That's fine. Mine is a pretty easy one.
Okay.
So I guess we'll ask the question and both of us will answer. Does that work?
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Okay.
And then you can answer in the comments below.
Yeah, keep track of every single question that we ask.
You should do that.
Answer all of them. That would be cool if anybody actually had the dedication to do it.
I would be mighty intrigued to see the responses.
And here we go. Question number 1. What is your favorite store in the mall?
Which mall?
The mall.
Just
the local mall that you frequent, if you do frequent a mall.
I don't...
If you go to a mall, what store are you looking for?
I like comic book stores if they're in a mall. depending on which mall.
There is a Newbury Comics in the mall that I frequent.
Well, then, sure, I'll say that.
Okay.
I like comic book stores. If there is not one, there's oftentimes a GameStop. Those are fine. FYE. Also,
I don't even think those exist anymore.
There is one in the mall that I frequent.
Okay.
I was gonna say the frequent that I mall, and then I did not, because that's not correct. No, there is one. Yeah.
Oh, there was one in the mall that I frequent, and now that is the Newbury Comics. Surprisingly enough, in a weird twist.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Those are my 3.
Okay. 3? You named 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Newbury Comics, FYE. Yeah. I mean, GameStop's a favorite just because I can go in there and browse. I don't really give my business to GameStop anymore, but I like to browse.
I don't buy anything at the mall.
And at the risk of saying the exact same thing, I'm going to say the exact same thing because unfortunately we have the same interests. So Newbury Comics is a good one.
At the risk of saying the exact same thing, I'm going to say that I don't think you used that term right.
That was the point. Yeah, any like pop culture store is good in my book. I feel like there's one that I'm absolutely missing, but like, you know, I don't really like there's not many stores I go in there to.
I like the food court sometimes.
That's not a store per se.
Depending on which one.
Okay, we'll add on to this. If you're at the food court, what are you looking for?
Okay, hold up. Pretzels, if they are there, top choice.
Okay.
If they are not, I usually just go to like whatever. It depends because food court varies a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I like Chinese food.
Yeah, the cuisine is
if they have like General Tso's chicken.
Okay.
That's like top choice.
Okay. I think my answer to that would be probably Taco Bell, honestly. Like it's not like I don't eat it super often, so you know, it's at the mall that I frequent. So, you know, if I have to get food, it'll be there.
Well.
Or Dairy Queen, but only for not the actual food, but for ice cream.
The mall that I frequent does not have a Dairy Queen nor a Taco Bell. I think it only has a McDonald's and then like 3 Asian restaurants that all sell the same food.
Wow, yours...
Like they're 3 Chinese restaurants. It's
Your food court sounds kind of lame.
My mall is kind of lame in general. It's like half Macy's and then like a bunch of other little stores. There's like an indoor there's an indoor mini golf.
Oh, that doesn't sound lame at all.
Well, it's just a room. It's just a big room with like
I'm just imagining one of those like really big malls in like, you know, like one of like the major cities of the world where it's like an
Atlanta.
indoor swimming pool and
no.
You know,
No, it's like a little mini golf. It doesn't have a windmill. It's like dark.
I like how that's there's no windmill. It's not.
That's how you define mini golf. Is it not?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, we're dwelling too long.
Do you want me to go
what's next?
Question? My first question. So question number 2 for those listening, for those Tracy's playing along.
Yep.
Are you a pessimist or an optimist?
Oh, wow. I think for me it depends on like the kind of like mental state I'm at, to be honest. Like it really like there's like it sways very often, but I think like overall I'm a pretty optimistic person. Especially like where I'm at in life right now. I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at. So yeah, I think, you know, it just depends on my mood, but like overall as a person, I'm a pretty like upbeat, optimistic person. When it comes to like my view of people, I'm pretty pessimistic. I don't like people that much. I feel like I'm one of those people that thinks there's too many bad people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
More than people think there are. And that's my answer to that question. Hopefully this continues to get even deeper as we go.
Yeah,
like
I know, right?
I just feel like there's some like hidden like, you know, mechanism in the website that like the questions get more and more like deep and
we went from what's your favorite food court item to what are you like as a human being?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna break the question a little bit. I'm a realist.
Okay.
And so what that means is that, like you, I do realize there are just more bad people than people think. But there are also good people.
Yeah.
And, you know, in any situation, you know, to use the standard analogy of cup half full or cup half empty, the cup just has half. It's it's just has half of it is water, and that is it. Like, it's just half. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm in a situation like that where it could go either way, I just stay there. Like, why do I have to choose? Because that's very, like, polarizing, I think, is being, like, always an optimist. That's when you're, like, that's like Monty Python. "'Tis only a flesh wound." It's like, no, your whole bloody arm's off. Like, that's optimism.
Yeah.
And pessimism, you could be like handed $1 million and be like, well, it's not $2 million, and then you're like the saddest boy who ever lived. So I'm a realist. $1 million, pretty cool. Not as cool as $2 million, but still way cooler than $0.
Yeah.
You know, so
fair.
That's
fair.
It's kind of how I live life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's generate. What was your least favorite job that you've had?
Well, okay, I've had a few, but my least favorite would be construction, just because I'm not really cut out for that. I am not a large, burly, experienced construction worker. I was a 15-year-old scrawny nerd who liked being indoors all the time and gets sunburnt easily. And so for me, construction was one of the worst.
Yeah.
Like, that was just a bad choice. It was good money, and I enjoyed the experience, and I learned a lot. But just out of all the jobs I've had, that was just like why did I do that to myself? Like, that was just bad. I was surrounded by a bunch of college dudes or older who were like, who knew what they were doing. And I was over here like, what do I use to hit a nail? And they'd be like, a hammer? And I'd be like, where do I get that? And be like, you didn't bring one? I was like, I was supposed to bring a hammer? So it wasn't very good. How about you?
My least favorite job is, I honestly, I think I've been a pretty fortunate dude to like never really hate where I've worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's not true. I'm fortunate that I've enjoyed my jobs pretty much all the way through. I think so. I've had 3 stints at Burger King in my life. Mm-hmm. One of them as a crew member, 2 as a manager. Both stints as a manager were far worse than my crew member days, just because middle management is the worst thing. And I lived my life in stress and, work, especially like last summer, working like 4:30 to 12:30 every single day, like was like the weirdest hours. 4:30 at night to 12:30 in the morning, to clarify. Really kind of like sucked away my summer. I made a lot of money, but
right.
And then we had a middle management, like the district manager named George, who was like maybe 2 years older than me, and I hated him, and I still do. George, if you're listening, I hate you.
Truth
I absolutely despise you. And also, like, in that time I had someone, so like at Burger King you have a broiler that makes the burgers, cooks them. Someone got drunk on the shift I was closing for. I was the closing manager, and took apart the broiler at like 3 hours till close. They do take apart the broiler to clean it every night. This person literally took it apart like 3 hours before we closed, and like started like doing everything, and like it was nighttime, people were hungry. I had to deal with all that. So yeah, I had a lot of bad experiences in this last particular stint of Burger King. I will never go back. Wow. Question over.
All right. Here's my next one. This is a
okay, I'm ready.
This is another doozy. What motivates you? That's it. Those 3 words.
What motivates me?
That's a again.
You're really putting me on the spot right now.
Your questions are like, what's your worst job experience?
I think what motivates me is the uncertainty of the future.
Oh my god! Damn.
So like,
okay.
For like when I was in high school, I had a lot of like, even a little bit into college, and even up until recently, I've had a lot of like moments of like, why am I doing any of this? What should I be doing? What all of that existential crisis piece that like everybody has at some point in their life. But I think the path that I'm treading for myself, and like the things I've achieved so far, and the things that I'm working on, can lead to so many different avenues that now, like at this point in my life, I'm finally seeing that like I have so many different things I can do with my life, that like things get hard, nights get late,
Yep.
you know, things happen, but like overall, like, you know, I am a pretty optimistic person, like I said, and so like I like what motivates me is not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, a week later, a month later, etc. And you know, just
trudging
along and just seeing what happens and just trying to enjoy the present moment more than I have been in the past. So
that's good.
That's where I'm at.
All right. I would say what motivates myself is probably happiness.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my own, but just happiness in general. I like to increase the happiness levels in the area around me.
You're not doing a good job.
Wow. Okay. Don't worry, HR. Don't of the what do you mean towers? He's joking. I like to help people de-stress, and I really like to motivate people to like do things that make them happy.
Yeah.
And so like the career path that I've kind of chosen for myself, unlike you, I've never really had that existential moment. At least in career like related sense. I've never had that moment of like I don't know what I want to do. Like I've always known what I want to do, and the only thing that I have been like working on focusing on is how I want to go about doing that.
Yeah.
So like I've always known that I want to help people in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've always known, and I had to figure out like there were some that I crossed off right away, like doctor. I was like, I can't. I'm not capable of doing that. But then, like, you know, things crossed my mind, like whether or not I wanted to be an actor full time and like do it that way, or if I wanted to go into comedy or whatever. And so lots of different avenues to like make people happy. And so I'm kind of, but I always knew that's what I wanted to do. So I've based everything, you know, I've motivated myself based on that ideal of getting to a place where I can work like professionally as someone who makes people happy forever. And then I like making people happy, so that makes me happy, and that overall general happiness upgrade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's real nice of you.
Yeah.
Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. That was nice, and you're doing a good job at it.
Aw, thanks. Hear that, HR?
Okay, never mind. I got one of these now.
Oh, you got a deep one now?
Yes.
Oh, good.
What would you do differently if you could relive the past year?
Oh.
We could skip that one if you want. That's a big doozy.
A big one.
I would never have started this business venture with you. That's my answer.
Yeah, I mean the third tower's going up right now. The construction noise is absurd. It's just too much.
I'm about to get out there myself, and I hate construction.
Yeah, I'm about to go help them. God dang, I'm gonna increase their happiness. If I could go back, I would change what I'll say one thing is that I would change what I did last summer. So last summer, just to put it shortly, I went through a breakup, and then what I did was I worked and lived in a town that was not my hometown. Yep. So I was separated from all of my friends, and I lived alone for the first time in an apartment by myself. So I was like, you know, living alone completely.
Yep.
I was like cooking meals for myself, and like I would leave work, go to my apartment, cook lunch, and then go back. Like that's how, and like I was just alone all summer. Mm-hmm. That was a bad choice. That's what we call a bad decision. So I guess that would be what I would do. I would probably wait to do. It was a great job opportunity, and I was really glad to do the job. The job was the best part of the summer. I met a lot of really good people, and I had a lot of fun doing the job. Mm-hmm. It was when I went home at like 5 and just had hours of nothing to do. So I think I would change that. That would be my biggest thing that I think I would change. There are like other minor things, but
yeah. I guess like to also put it kind of quickly, well, at least quicker than you. Not saying yours was not quick, but I think I would just go back and teach myself to reach out to others and be more open about what I'm thinking and feeling. And so that's my answer.
That's fair. I feel that one.
There that is.
All right.
What's next? Lighthearted, hopefully?
A little bit lighter.
Okay.
What's one of your worst habits?
Worst habits.
I know mine's quick, but
well, if you know yours, just go for it.
It's biting my nails. I've been working really hard, but like it still gets me every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
That's just like I hate that about myself. And like
I hate you too.
Oh, thanks. We agree on something. So like I've been trying really hard to stop doing that. And like so yeah, that's one that I know, you know, is a habit of mine that I do all the time that I don't like.
Okay. I think one of my worst is like tunnel visioning on things. So like if I get a new interest or there's something that I'm working at, sometimes that's the only thing that I do, and I sacrifice like, you know, personal care, you know, like relationships with other people, not like sacrifices and like end it all, but I mean like I put those to the wayside while I focus on one thing.
Right.
That could be literally anything, but like if sometimes I get really like hyper focused into something that I'm doing and then I just shut everything else out.
Right.
I wish I didn't do that, but that's just kind of how I operate.
Yeah.
And that's my answer.
That's fair. All
All
right, what's yours?
What is the best piece of advice that you've received? I have an answer already.
All right, you go then.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
So, growing up, one thing my dad always told me, this is probably going to be a short one. Well, it is. My dad always told me that his father always told him, don't rush to grow up, basically. Like, you know, I'd be younger, talk about, I can't wait till I'm like this age to do this, can't wait to do that. And my dad would always say, like, you know, my dad always told me, Noah, don't be in a rush to grow up. And like, you know, that's something that I've always kind of kept with me, is that, you know, as like I've gotten older, I've obviously like naturally taken on more responsibilities and stuff in my life, but I don't forget like the things that I've always enjoyed. You know, I still like to play Pokemon and watch wrestling and play video games and etc. You know, like I'm not like worried about.
You're not like kids next door adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I've gotten older in some aspects, but I've also like retained the things that I've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I haven't like been like, oh, I'm 21, I have to go and not do any of this anymore because I'm a man, you know. So I've kind of always kept that advice with me.
I like that. This one's hard. I often give advice. So I don't
Doesn't mean it's good.
Wow. All right. I don't often receive advice very much, mostly because I don't reach out, which is an issue. But I think I don't really know if anyone. So this is something that kind of secondarily was advice. Like it was.
That's fine. We'll take it. We'll accept it.
Okay. It was something that a friend of ours,
okay,
had in a picture that I saw of them on social media.
Okay.
In the background, they had a sign.
Okay, we're layering right now.
No, but this is like, it's been very meaningful to me. So in the background, they had a sign on their wall, and all it says is, "You are enough." Okay. So that I saw that, and that was like really important to me. Mm-hmm. And that saying, "You are enough," has helped me a lot recently. And so after I saw that picture, I went online and I printed out a coloring sheet that says that, and I colored it in and I put it on my wall. So even though technically it was not directly given to me as advice, they got it from somewhere and I saw it and then put it into my life, and it helped me a lot.
I'm sorry, that's not really advice. You're gonna have to find another one. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that's a joke. Were you actually about to go like search? You're like, no, that's good.
I was gonna say I Yeah, I just can't think of any.
It's nice how the little things can really, help you out.
I don't know how much you know about the term love languages.
Yeah.
So there's something similar, which is like appreciation languages.
Oh, I'm familiar with that as well.
So I recently took a test, like not a Facebook test or something like that, but like a more official
comprehensive
test of like what is your preferred appreciation language. And I kind of knew this already, but mine is words. Words mean like a lot to me. And so
I say a lot of mean words to you.
No. Not in that way. In like
I know.
Yeah, good words mean a lot to me. So when, like, for instance, you are enough, just those words, with not much, like, there's not a lot attached to that. You know, it wasn't from a like specific person. It wasn't like sentimental in any way. It wasn't, something my dad always told me, but it was like just the words are so powerful to me. And that's how like I go through life. The tattoo that I'm wanting to get is words. That's what's powerful to me. And so that's kind of why that quote sticks with me.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. All right, you want to go to this next one?
Of course.
All right. This one's a little bit lighter.
Okay.
What is the last thing you do before you go to sleep?
Pop in my earbuds, shuffle on Spotify, put on a sleep timer on my phone, and drift. That's it.
Dang.
I love falling asleep to music.
Okay.
Sometimes it's YouTube videos, but I put a timer on my phone. It's always 37 minutes because that's the laundry timer that I have. So my timer on my phone's always at 37 minutes. And
so it turns your music
off. It's a setting
37?
that says stop playing. So I'll put my phone on sleep, and after 37 minutes, my phone will stop playing music.
Okay.
So I do that every single night, and that's the last thing I do.
All right.
And I just shuffle whatever I want to on Spotify or play a YouTube video or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I turn off my laptop and put it away. That's it. That's
okay. All right.
I like usually am watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever right before I go to bed, and so I like the last thing is when I start to realize like I'm like fading fast. I'll like turn my laptop off and just shut it and like put it away, and then I hit the hay.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Hit generate. It's not. Describe your perfect day.
Oh, golly. My perfect day. That's hard. Are we okay? Because are we going like my perfect every day? Like would I a perfect routine or a perfect
I think the way I'm interpreting it,
day.
I don't want to like make like a fantasy day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a day that you could have right now if you could choose to like, with the people in your life or like the things you can do right now.
We're not saying like I would go to the moon and yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just like construct a perfect day with what you got right now.
Okay.
Maybe not. It can be like set like during like not the academic year or whatever.
Right. But... Yeah. The parameters are a little bendable, but not like.
Yes.
It's not like your ideal like I'm at Disney World with
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, with my favorite actors, and they all love me and know me personally.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. I would say I wake up in the morning. I hit the gym with my gym squad because that's really important to me.
Can you name one person from that gym squad?
Noah is in my gym squad. And so I would hit the gym with my gym squad, do a leg day.
Leg day specifically.
Yeah, because I love leg day. It's my favorite day. And so I would do leg day with my pals. Then I'd probably go to the DC, hang out there for like an hour.
Yeah.
Just like eat with the gym squad. Then probably like go and shower, normal stuff like that. So that's actually important to me though, because I love showers. Like that's one of my like personal care times is like showering.
Yep.
Because I don't drink coffee or any like I don't drink a lot of caffeinated stuff, especially not in the morning. I don't even drink a lot of sugary stuff. Maybe juice. But showering is what wakes me up in the morning. So like when I go to the gym and like that, I'm not really like fully awake until I get in the shower,
Yep.
and that's like what wakes me up. So I shower, and then I probably would watch a movie with some pals. I love movies, so that's like that would be in there somewhere. Probably play some Dungeons and Dragons. I really like the group we got going right now, and that's some really good care for myself. Let's see, what else would I do? I'd probably just like talk a lot with people.
Yep.
I love just like chatting with people. Probably, yeah, that would be probably it, just like get dinner, chat with people, spend the day with people mostly.
Yeah, mine is very similar to yours.
Yeah.
It's almost like not even worth getting into, but it's like, yeah, I mean, wake up and do the gym routine, get that out of the way, and then like in no particular order, just kind of like go about the day with like the people who are most important to me. Like play some D&D. If the Overwatch League is on, watch that because I love watching that with people. And then I don't know, pretty much all the same stuff. Maybe get some pizza, maybe play some video games. That's pretty much it. I'm a simple dude. I enjoy the simple, the little things that I do with the people that like I care about the most. I don't need to do anything extravagant. It's really just a day where I don't have to worry about work, don't have to worry about school, don't have to worry about this or that. Just like wake up and just can focus on whatever's happening, live in the moment, and just enjoy the day, and have one of those days where you just don't want it to end. You don't want it to, it's 2 a.m. and like everybody's tired now, this is sad, this day is over. We're snapping back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
So mad at me.
Something like that. No. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like the same thing as you, pretty much. Like,
I will say, there's a secondary type of day, so that would
Is this a day by yourself that you're about to describe?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say...
I'll answer mine real quick. Wake up and play video games literally all day.
See, that's not mine.
I know. If I knew you were going to say something to yourself. Mine is just be an absolute hermit in my room.
Mine is that.
Like, particularly, like, play video games, maybe try and learn some more guitar because I'm terrible at it. Play drums if I'm home, and just, like, not have, like, very little communication unless it's online on Xbox.
Yeah.
Then that's my ideal day. And again, with the parameters of not having to worry about work or school.
Right. Same parameters, also hermiting, but mine would be watching
movies.
Some TV shows. I'd probably watch Afterlife. That is like by far and away my favorite TV show I've ever seen. And maybe watch Christopher Robin, my favorite movie. Maybe just like watch other films. I really like the genre of realistic superheroes, so I'd probably watch a bunch of movies, and that'd be it. And just like just stay in bed literally all day, not leave my bed. Because I watch stuff on my laptop, so I just like put that on my bed and just go for it.
Yep.
Not leave. Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff.
All right.
We're simple men.
Yeah,
we really are.
Because it really...
So, like, I'm going to go to Cancun.
Yeah. Nope. It's like...
Get fucking crunk.
I just want to hang with the people I love. You know, that's it.
That's what it's all about.
Speaking of the people I love.
Okay.
How would your friends describe you?
Oh, God. Me?
For you, it's you, and for me, it's me.
I have no idea. Annoying.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't know. I have a weird perception of myself in that, like, I have no idea, like, who I am sometimes in terms of, like, what others think of me.
Mm-hmm.
I, like, struggle, realizing. I like to think that I'm, like, a pretty, like, funny dude that, likes hanging out with his friends, and that's pretty much it. I don't really know, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I really couldn't answer it.
Huh. That's interesting. Like, I know exactly what people think of me.
I don't know.
Which is very different from how I think I am. But, like... And I think depending on who is the person describing me, it's very different.
Yeah, I guess... But... I don't know. I think, to try and add a little bit more, I think that people... I hope that people think that, like, I am a reliable person, that, like, I care about, you know, the people I hang out with, and, you know, I'm a pretty level-headed dude, pretty chill, you know, down for pretty much anything, you know, and that's kind of it. That's all I can offer right now, and that's even reaching.
Well, I mean, mine, I would say funny is, like, that's what people, especially when people first meet me, that's, like, the word that they would, like, say all the time. I have, you know, in certain aspects of my life, you know, done those, like, things where everyone writes down, like, one word about each person kind of thing, and the one I always get is funny, like, all the time. And then if you know me a little bit more, people usually say, like, selfless. I also have a weird perception, different reason. I think it's not that I don't know, it's that I'm like hyper aware of what I'm doing and how that influences people at, like, all times. So for me, when I perform an action, I, like, know what response that's going to elicit from a person, which sounds really, like, fucked up and
no, like, I get that, because I also have no idea where I stand with people, so, you know, we're on some opposite ends right now, like, so I get it.
So for me, you know, when I go into a situation, and for instance, I do something for someone, I know what kind of, like, response, depending on the person, that's going to elicit. And so, like, for instance, if I do something for person A, I know that they're going to think this about me and do this in response, whereas person B is going to think this about me, right? It could be the same action. And so in person A's case, I'll do that action, and in person B's case, I'll do that action slightly differently so that the response is the same. It's like, it sounds really manipulative and weird, but, like, that's just how my brain works.
That is that's very interesting, and I feel like we could go on forever about that.
I have some pretty weird brain stuff, you already know a little bit about that, so yeah, that's part of it, I think. Okay.
Is it my turn I don't know who asked that question.
Yeah, I asked that question.
Okay.
You're up.
All right, let's go. Oh, hold on. I lost the website. What?
Do you want me to go?
No.
All right.
No, we're giving and taking here. Hold on. Here we go. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Are we including beverages? Do you want to include food and beverage as two separate things?
Okay. So what drink would it be and what?
Yes.
Okay. Drink?
We'll start with drink. I know this answer probably.
I would probably do root beer.
Yes. Yeah. I figured.
I'm a root beer connoisseur.
Specific brand?
Okay, so if you're going generic root beers,
yes.
Barks.
Yes.
I'm talking out of the tap kind of root beers.
Yeah.
If we're talking out of all the root beers that I have had, I really like Virgil's.
Okay, really? You're reaching now.
And honestly, hot take, IBC's garbage.
Okay, I don't. I agree with that. I don't like IBC that much.
People are like, IBC, it's like high quality, and I'm like, have you? Whew, that gets me heated. I'd rather drink Barks out of a tap than buy IBC. It's just a waste of money. So I would say Virgil's is like up there. Barks bottled root beer, also very good. One of the best root beers I've ever had is actually the Hannaford brand root beer in bottles.
Okay.
They have
like plastic bottles?
Nope, like glass bottled root beer.
Wow.
Which is what Virgil's is as well, by the way.
Okay.
Glass bottled Hannaford root beer is very good, and I like it a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, those are some of the drinks. What about for your drink? And then
for my drink,
meal and you do meal.
Like I want to say coffee, but that like I wouldn't. I mean, I drink it like on most days. I drink coffee. I've been weaning myself off the last like 2 weeks, trying to like mix it in just a couple times a week.
Right.
But it's really not even just so much for the taste; it's for the caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I could pick one drink to have all the time, it would probably be like Coke. But Coke is really bad for you. I kind of avoid it.
So is root beer.
You know, like so. But if we're talking about in a universe where like it doesn't matter what you put in your body, I like Coke.
Like if it matters, then I'll pick water. Like
yeah.
like any intelligent human would.
I mean, I enjoy Coke a lot. Like I enjoy most sodas, but I don't really drink too much of it anymore unless I'm like out somewhere. But I think like on a day-to-day basis, I'd have to say coffee because I do love the taste of coffee. I very much enjoy it. And the happiness it brings me, though it is a drug.
Right. It's literally addictive.
So,
all right.
Sans caffeine, it's Coke. With caffeine, it's coffee.
Well, Coke also has.
I know, but it's so negligible compared to how much caffeine tolerance that I possess. So,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to do food now?
Yeah.
This is a hard one.
There's so many.
There's so many foods. I know it would be some kind of like foreign or ethnic food, as they would say, but like Americanized. I ain't talking no real stuff. Okay, I'm talking like Chipotle level. Americanized foreign foods. I mean, my favorite food is General Tso's chicken.
Okay.
Just like
I didn't think I knew that. I mean, you kind of mentioned it earlier.
That's like my favorite. I love that, and I would eat that a lot. I don't know if I could do it every day, because it's so heavy. Like the sauce, there's just so much in that. I think, honestly, if I had to eat one every day, I would do something like simple, which it's going to sound dumb, but like chicken and rice with like a few other things in it. I think it's something I could do every day.
Would you currently eat every day?
Right, I do eat that every day. I think I could go on eating that every day and not like get sick of it, you know? Because you can...
I think in this universe, you don't get sick of what you're eating. Because you're copping out right now.
In that case, General Tso's. Like, if I don't get sick of it at all, then General Tso's off the bat. That's my favorite.
I think plain and simple, mine's mac and cheese. I love love me some mac and cheese. I don't know if this
favorite brand.
Not really, no. Not as long as it's good, you know. Like it's hard to mess up mac and cheese. It's hard to mess up mac and cheese, but we know that is possible.
Oh, it certainly is.
It makes me big sad, as they say.
No, but are you talking like when you say good? You don't mean like homemade.
I don't care. I like mac and cheese out of the box, like homemade, whatever. My mom makes amazing like baked homemade mac and cheese. Throws it in the oven. Takes like hours to make, and it's a labor of love. But it's like so the best part is when it like the cheese like crusts on top, and it's just fewer things are more beautiful than that. Yeah. And then a second possible is like buffalo chicken pizza. I enjoy that a lot.
Okay.
But it depends on where it's from. There's one place very close to my house that makes like the best buffalo chicken pizza I've ever had. That's a close second.
All right.
Your turn.
Yep. Sure. This should be a like 1 or 2 word answer.
Okay, sweet. That's good.
Do you prefer to cook or order takeout?
It's hard to say. I mean, for me, I have to say takeout, but I will eventually have to learn to cook. I do not know how to do that because I just have not had a reason to. It just wasn't like that in my house.
Right. Mine's takeout.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't enjoy cooking.
I think I'd enjoy cooking if I gave it a shot. I'm going to have to soon.
I might have to, but I have done it in the past, and I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
It takes so much time, and, like, it takes a lot of planning that I don't have. Like, you know, you have to sit down there and be like, all right, so the potatoes take 20 minutes. And I got to put them in while I'm, you know, cutting the chicken because that only takes 10 minutes. And then we're going to have to brine this for 4 hours. So I got to... Yeah. So I just... Yeah, that's way too much thinking ahead. Whereas I can just pick up something, order a pre-existing meal, and then just eat it. And that's like sublime.
All right. For the sake of time and what I have to do tonight as of recording this podcast, how about we do 2 more each, or 1 more each rather, 2 total,
depending on what it is.
Yes, and then we'll call it there.
Sounds good.
Because we're closing in on 45 minutes. Mine is this one might get a little too personal. It's what are you most worried about right now? I'm gonna skip that one.
All right.
Because there's
yeah, that's fair.
What do you usually eat in the morning?
well.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Mine's typical like scrambled eggs or omelets. I love eggs in the morning. It's a good source of protein. Good for you.
Very good.
If I like had a choice, I like my favorite kind of breakfast food is probably an omelet with some toast or something. But like on normal days, usually a breakfast sandwich, eggs, coffee.
Yeah.
Out the door, ready to hate my day because of classes. That's my answer.
I would say my ideal breakfast is a breakfast burrito. I love breakfast burritos. Put some sausage in there, some eggs, no peppers, but just like cheese in there. I mean, like load that thing with meat and eggs. That's just like ideal.
Eggs are good. That's
protein.
That's the consensus from this.
Yes, and then but the reality of my morning is that I currently am intermittent fasting, which means I do not eat anything in the morning. So what do I typically eat in the morning is nothing at all. I drink water.
Yes.
But if I were to eat in the morning, it would be a breakfast burrito.
Okay.
This one you're gonna like. It's what was your first car?
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. So my first car is currently still, I have my first car, a 2001 Toyota Corolla.
Yep.
Named George. Named George after a cat that my family befriended long ago in our neighborhood. He was an old man cat. My mom loved him. And we moved away. We couldn't take him with us. We didn't ask. We really wanted to because we knew the people that owned him. So I named my car George in his honor. Yep. I got George with 224,000 miles on it.
Dang, that's a lot.
In like October 2015, and he's still with us today at like 242.
Trekking along.
So only like 18,000 miles in a couple of years. I don't drive it much.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
I
put like 50,000 on my car.
I don't need it much because like when I'm away from home at school, I don't drive it really at all unless it's to go back home, and even then it's only like 70 miles, a little less. So it's nice. Like that car's lasted so long because I don't drive it often, but I drive it enough to keep it passing inspection.
Yeah.
I love George. A lot of sentimental value. Muffler's looking a little low nowadays.
The sun's getting real low, big guy.
Yeah, a little rusted, but has been there for me through everything.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna suck when I have to get rid of that car, which may be this year.
Right.
And we'll see.
Sad.
Yep. So, what about you? What was your first car?
My first car was a 1998 Honda Civic,
yep.
Older than I am currently, and certainly older than I was when I got it. So I owned this car for a long time, actually, but I only drove it for about a year and a half to 2 years. I owned it since I was like 15. I could not drive until I was 17, and then I drove it for about a year and a half, and it died. And when I say it died, I was driving it currently, going forward. Like, I was in the car driving with my foot on the gas, and the entire car shut off.
That is terrifying.
Which, when I say shut off, I don't mean like, oh, the engine sputtered and then it, like, died. I mean, like, just all of the sudden, the engine was not on, the lights were not on, and it was just rolling.
How fast were you going at the time?
Luckily, I was not going very fast. I was only going about 15 miles an hour, and I was in like a parking lot.
Oh, okay.
That was mostly empty.
So had you just started the car?
No. I actually had driven like 5 miles to this parking lot, and it was as soon as I got to the parking lot that it just went. No.
What was your destination?
I was going to a friend's house.
Okay.
I was parking in this parking lot, which is.
So
adjacent to
so you mean a driveway?
House. No.
Okay,
like
I understand.
A parking lot of what are they called? A strip mall.
Okay, I understand.
But the strip mall is right next to my friend's house.
Okay.
And so I was gonna park in their back parking lot where they never like check whether or not you're in the store at all. So I was just gonna park there, walk over to my friend's house. I didn't even make it to the back parking lot. I literally just stopped moving, and then it started again one time.
Oh, okay.
It started again one time, and I went to... That time was at the garage. So I was like, oh, okay, it's working again. I drove it about 300 feet, and then it died the same exact way. That time I was going 30 miles an hour. And then I was just like, that ain't it, Chief.
Yep.
And it was just over.
Yep.
But yeah, that was my first car. It was a silver 98 Honda Civic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have the fortunate circumstance of having a Corolla, a Toyota, those things. Like, the only really issues that I've had with that thing have been my own. Of, like, I hit a pothole once, so I've had, like, exhaust leaks and stuff, which is, like, it's just a thing that happened, like,
right.
For the most, and then I had, like, a battery thing, because my what are they called? The things that attach to the battery? I don't know cars. Or batteries.
I don't.
The things that attach to the positive and negative ends, those things just got corroded and my battery died.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't even that. It was just like my car radio, just like it stayed on somehow and killed my battery. But that was also like not a thing with the car. It was just like a weird freak thing. So, I've been pretty fortunate to have that car for going on 4 years this year. It's like 3.5 right now.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it might be time to say goodbye soon.
Big sad.
Speaking of saying goodbye, it's a great segue to us saying
a good
goodbye.
Segue. Wow.
Yeah. It's been a good conversation of various sorts. We gave up a little bit of ourselves.
A little bit of personal.
Yep. And also talked about our favorite food courts.
We did.
Food court locations and
Not
destinations.
Food courts. Yeah,
yes.
That would be a whole nother question.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were like, you had a TV show where you're just traveling food courts in the country?
That would be intriguing. You want to start it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll hit up Discovery Channel. Fourth Tower.
Discovery Channel, not like the Food
Travel
Network.
Channel. No,
Okay.
that's like a Travel Channel show.
Okay.
Like Man versus Food,
Right.
etc.
So it would be called
What do you eat?
Ooh. All right. That's good. It'll be a new
What do you
segment.
eat? Yeah.
What do you eat?
Yeah.
And then we'll travel around. We'll do that someday.
Yeah. All right. That sounds terrible.
Fourth
I can't
Tower.
imagine traveling with you.
To a food court.
Okay.
It's hard enough traveling with someone when you're going to a place you want to go to, not a food court. Drive like 3 hours to get to a food court, and you're like, wow, why? Why did we do this?
Alrighty. Yeah, so we'll end it there. That was episode 7 of the Awkward Encounters podcast.
Yeah.
If you happen to keep
the
track
end.
of all of the questions,
Answer them in the comments.
Answer them. Answer some of them at least. That'd be great.
Answer your favorite one.
Answer your favorite question. However you want. Answer a question. If you made it to, I mean, we talked about it in the beginning. So
Yeah.
if at any point you answered questions, thank you.
Check us out on Facebook. We'll be streaming there Friday. Well,
Friday.
We already have streamed.
We
there.
have streamed before. We streamed many times actually,
We
will be live again this week of the week that you're watching. I
Right.
mean, even if you're watching this
That's true.
in the future, we're likely streaming once a week like we have been. Yes. And that's it. That's all I got.
There will be episodes occasionally
of Halo.
or
Sprinkled in
other
there.
games.
Yeah, we'll
depending on when you're watching
Yes,
this.
we'll
If you're
figure it
watching
out.
this in 5 years, I doubt it's still Halo because that would
And
be
one of us is probably dead.
one. And yeah, that is the intro, isn't it?
Yep.
One of us
exactly.
must die.
One of us must die.
We'll have to find out who that is.
Yep.
Next time on
The Awkward Encounters podcast.
There you go.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.